the Guru gives us the knowledge of the Gita and other scriptures in a way that we can understand. If he speaks at a very scholarly level, we will all be looking at each other with mouths open and saying, huh? What did he say? It all went over and above my head. But we need to learn. So Sri Maharaj Ji, being who he is, he explains the Vedas and the Vedic scriptures in such a way that even children begin to understand, which is really so gratifying and so amazing, that even little children start understanding what the Vedas and Vedic scriptures are saying. So the Guru is absolutely essential if we wish to understand what the scriptures are saying, because we don't even really know all the names of the scriptures. We don't even know the names. As I said just a couple of years ago, Sri Maharaj Ji mentioned Dvayopanishad, Yog Shikhopanishad, and a couple of other Upanishads. And we had never even heard of that. We, who preach the philosophy, we had never heard. And I had to go to Maharaj Ji and said, Maharaj Ji, I've never heard of Dvayopanishad. And Maharaj Ji just smiled, as if to say, you haven't heard of so much more. There's so much more. He is an ocean of knowledge, and an ocean of knowledge. And he keeps giving knowledge, only as much knowledge as we need for our upliftment. Otherwise, we would get indigestion. All this knowledge, Maharaj Ji, I don't know what to do with it. We would suffer from indigestion. So he gives the amount of knowledge that we need. So I've introduced you to some of the scriptures. Many of you're familiar with, like the Gita is very popular. It's been translated into so many different languages. The Upanishads are extremely important. Many of the Western philosophers have praised the Upanishads greatly, and I'm not saying that we need them to authenticate the Upanishads. What I'm saying is that they have realized, and they have spoken verbally, they have said it verbally, that the knowledge of the Upanishads is so great that the Western philosophy is like a fading lamp, and the knowledge of the Upanishads is like bright sunshine. That is what they have said. That there's no philosophy that compares with it. And sometimes we need an outsider to tell us what great treasures we have in our possession. So when the German philosophers like Schopenhauer, etc., when they took the knowledge of the Upanishads, they took the Upanishads there and they started translating and they started understanding and they started glorifying the Upanishads, then people of India, the Hindus, also started appreciating the Upanishads even more. So we have so much knowledge at our disposal that there are so many scriptures, and I've just mentioned some of them, the important ones. There are so many scriptures, and there is so much knowledge contained in them. These are such lengthy scriptures. As I mentioned, Mahabharata has 100,000 verses in it. So they're such lengthy scriptures that our whole lifetime will finish just in flipping the pages. We're just flipping the pages, and our life would come to an end. We wouldn't even have time to read them. Even if we read them, what would we understand from them? We would understand either Sont Mirch Adrak, or Dand Baitak Kasrat, or Sita Ram Dasharath. That's it. We wouldn't understand anything. Sri Maharaj Ji says, even when I explain things to you so clearly, and Sri Maharaj Ji does that. He's giving a lecture, and he is gauging everyone's level of comprehension. He's doing that internally. So Maharaj Ji says during his lecture, Abhi aap log nahi samjhe. You've all heard that. Maharaj Ji says, you people have not understood this point. So he goes on to explain it further. He would still say, Abhi tak nahi, aap log nahi samjhe. Acha, is tarah se samajhiye. Then ultimately he says, chalo ab gadhe ki akal se samjho. Understand in layman's language. This is what it is. So Sri Maharaj Ji says, even though I explain everything so clearly to you, yet you people don't understand, and you people say after a while, huh? What did Maharaj Ji say? It's all like aga baga banga. Maharaj Ji says that the child is taught ka, kha, ga, gha, and he learns and learns and learns, and at the end of it, when he's tested, He says, I don't know. He was like, e. So he goes, aga, baga, banga. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't remember. The Guru is our gateway to the scriptures. Without the Guru, we would not even know the names of the scriptures, let alone knowing the knowledge of it. So the mysteries of the Vedas and the Vedic scriptures have to be understood through the genuine Guru. And this is what the Vedas say, this is what the Purans say, this is what the Gita says, and this is what the Ramayana says. For instance, the Ramayana says, Ramcharitmanas says, Je Shraddha Sambal Rahit Nahi Santan Ko Saath Tinh Kaha Manas Agam Ati Jinahi Na Priya Raghunath. One who does not have Shraddha, full faith in God, should not pick up the Ramcharitmanas. Je Shraddha Sambal Rahit. One who is always thinking, does God really exist? And then he says, Govinda Jai Jai. Next moment, I don't think God exists. Next moment, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. He has no faith. He shouldn't have the audacity to pick up the Ramayana, says Tulsidas Ji in the Ramayana. If he doesn't have full faith in God, then he should not have the audacity to pick up the Ramayana. And nahi santan ko saath. If he's not guided by a guru, he should not pick up the Ramayana. Tin kaha manas agam ati jinahi na priya Raghunath. And he who does not have complete love for Raghunath Ji, Bhagwan Shri Ram, should not read the Ramayana. In other words, we are to understand the message of the Ramayana through the Guru. In the beginning of the Bhagavad Puran, Vedavyas Ji says, this Bhagavad of mine is such a sweet fruit that it's a very unique fruit. It has no skin and it has no stone. It's pure nectar. Like Sri Maharaj's lectures are pure nectar. There's no skin, no stone, pure nectar. Bhagavad is pure nectar. And in the beginning of the Bhagavad Puran, Vedavyas Ji says, those of you who are in love with God, fully in love with God, you go ahead and drink the nectar of the Bhagavatam. Every scripture has put in a clause, and that is, do not pick me up unless you're guided by a saint. In other words, understand what I'm saying to you through the Guru, because he has the authority to know me. He knows me. Not by reading me, but because God has given him the knowledge. And so we must understand the scriptures from the Guru. But it's very important to understand what our scriptures are.